Breaking news: Governor Olurotimi Akeredolu worships at the very church of the deadly attack. By this time last week, Sunday, few hours ago, still few hours ago, less than how many days precisely, some of us were in church, mosque, wherever you are serving your God, woke up and all heard the news of the deadly attack on people who went to worship God in a synagogue. And before you could say Jack Robinson, what followed was, can only be imagined, cannot be a reality. But sadly, it was reality. And by God's grace, some of the people they say has been apprehended. Still, Akeredolu feels this is not right, does not accept that these are the people, and says more must be done. More must be done to understand that these people cannot continue on the same track. Let's get all the details. Governor Olurotimi worships at scene of deadly church attack. Say terrorists can't silence us. No, they can't. They can't do that at all. Well done, Mr. Governor. We really appreciate, your kind gesture. Others will not go. Ondo State Governor Olurotimi Akeredolu on Sunday said that the Southwest and the state in particular cannot be conquered by the enemies of the people under any disguise. Governor Olurotimi Akeredolu stressed that the terrorist act committed in Owo a few days ago was targeted to create fear into the minds of the people. In a statement issued by Richard Olatunde, Chief Press Secretary to the governor, and seen by Premium Times, Akeredolu noted that the residents in the state will not be silenced by the cowardly acts of terrorists who killed children, women, and unarmed worshippers at the St. Patrick Catholic Church, Owo, last week Sunday. Akeredolu spoke at a special prayer service organized by the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Owo chapter, and held at the premises of the St. Francis Catholic Church, where 40 worshippers were killed and many injured. The governor also visited the Federal Medical Center and St. Louis Hospital, both in Owo, to check on the survivors of the attack of that Sunday. He was accompanied to the church service by members of his state cabinet, who were with him, and led by the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Chief Benga Aleke. The prayer service was also attended by the Bishop of Owo Anglican Diocese, Dr. Stephen, the former General Superintendent, CAC Worldwide, Baba Daniel, and several other men of God who led prayers in that vicinity. Governor Akeredolu, who described the attack as painful, assured that efforts are being geared towards strengthening the security in the state and across the Southwest region. Akeredolu equally encouraged all places of worship to install CCTV cameras and ensure local security men to further provide security in their presence. In his sermon, Bishop Fagbenro lauded Governor Akeredolu for providing leadership, saying since the sad incident all happened, the governor continues contribution to response to actions that are being taken on unique commendations is fantastic, and this is really commendable. Well, my wonderful people, if you know Governor Olurotimi Akeredolu, if you know Ondo State very well, the governor is one of the frontiers, one of the persons who is speaking in front of his state with regards to security. So Olurotimi Akeredolu has been leading by example. A lot of things have happened, and the way and manner in which he has gone about it has really been commendable. This is a man who a lot has happened to him in his state, yet he will not give up. He stood with his people and, has continued to stay with them in the face of the adversity and all that has stirred us all in recent days and times. So the best thing for us all to do is for us all to begin to stay in terms of staying with the right, the right perspective, the right set of people, and, encouraging one another. This is actually to instill fear in the people so that nobody will rise up. This is actually to make sure that the people heads are bowed down and everybody is in shame and everybody is in regret, reproach, a place where they can no longer raise up their heads. This is what the people intend to achieve. But you see, the funniest thing, it did not quite work. It did not work. So my wonderful people, let's not sit down, fold our arms and pretend that these things are not happening. Rise up above the occasion. Rise up right now. Do the right thing. Again and again, I will say it. I can't say it enough. Do the right thing. Let us vote the right government in place that could potentially bring about, words and direction, ordinances and governance that could potentially reinstate this country in the right direction. The current administration clearly says to you that they are either in synergy or in line with what is happening. There is no need for them to speak against it. Hence, they say nothing. They do nothing. They stand back and they see how terrible things are happening to people and they can't be bothered. Because if you're not for it, then you should be against it. And when you're against it, you should speak against it. You should rise up to it and really, truly, sincerely speaking, speak against it with a clear voice, without somebody trying to strain their ear to hear what you are saying. Buhari's administration gestures shows to us that, he's in this, or he approves what is going on. So it's one of either. It's either he loves what is happening, but democratically speaking, he cannot come out publicly to acknowledge and to, join hands, lay hands with those that are doing it and say, come on, boys, you are doing well. What do you need? You need more enhancement. You need this. You need that. He had to be democratic and hide under a disguise, or he can't just be bothered with the bloodlet, or probably the bloodlet is part of what makes his administration, gives him the gear. Well, they said for every blood that spilled, then you're getting closer to, people not being able to speak back at you or question what you're doing, probably. If not, why is it that your very number one core duty, you're failing at it woefully and you can't be bothered? Who does that? Who does that except Buhari and his cohort? So you see why we must rise up. You see why we must stand up for one another and refuse, these forms and terms of intimidation being posed at every one of us from some few group of people. I tell you what, the people who have killed over 40 people are just nothing less than maybe 10 or 15 people. These are the people sending, fear chill spine, under people's, and putting fear under people's skin. Few group of people. Who are these Fulani headsmen? How many are they anyway, compared to the scheme of things, the number of Nigerians that we have? And that's why you cannot afford to say you will not pray for the nation. While we are talking about security, everything should be done decently and in order. The government should rise to their responsibility. I can tell you that this has gone beyond just man trying to put in the right perspective or the right things to make sure that people do things well. I can tell you that there's more to this. You have to first of all control it in that in that region before you can further go into establishing what you want to see. Leave us a comment. Bye.